Okay, this is new video just for our new modules. I think we has about 1 week just because to deal with our test one, and everything was solved currently. Only that for students that need to take retest, so please make sure that you did your preparations, and please take the retest because it's very important for you to score in your course mark. As I mentioned before, your course mark is 60% rather than 30, 35, 65, something like that. I forgot, but you can check your CI. I already uploaded last time in your e-learning. So what you need to do is you need to score mostly in your course work. So don't study last minute. And if you check the percentage, I bebel sekejap, okay. So if you check your percentage for your digital logic, you can see that your coursework is much higher percentage in your final exam. And for your final exam, of course, you need to study all the topic from 1 until, is it 11, something like that. So you need to study all, and it's quite hard to score in final exam because there is a lot things to study on. But for test, it is still fresh. You just learn on module 1, module 2. It's still fresh in your memory. So supposedly, if you basically give your full attention in your class, at least you can get half. If you give full attention, I don't know what happened for the rest that didn't get above than 19.5, but I think most of you not score in part B, which is on the calculation. I don't know what is the wrong with that, or maybe on the, maybe you didn't also have calculator, I don't know. But you need to state your problem also. Maybe we can have one day just discussing on what happened, because it also will be asking again in your final exam similar topic, but the different approach and different question. Of course, it's not like objective, which is multiple choice. It is a subjective, so you need to write your calculation part and etc. So that is much harder than multiple choice. So back to our main topic, which is our topic module 4. I hope all of you already get your module, your ebooks. So if you still didn't receive your ebooks or module, please contact me, because you already done your test 1 and everything was from your module, right? So now it's under a Boolean algebra, and here is the submodule, which is Boolean operation and expression. Previously we already learned on our our logic gate. So now in Boolean operation, you will only implement the basic logic gate, but a combination from this logic gate. And then you already also learn on Boolean operation, but it is as simple. But in this Boolean operation, you just learn on adding and multiplication term. So let's take a look into this. First of all, the variable. In bahasa Melayu, it is pemboleh ubah. So what variable that you're going to use? Normally it is A, B, C, D until Z. is even uh, just a symbol to represent your input, your output. So it is just a variable. And a single variable can have only 1 or 0. So later on, next slide, I will show you something much more clear on this statement. And then about the complement, which is pelengkap. You know that complement is like inverse of your variables. So it indicates that you have the bar on top of your variable. So but there is also uh, some symbol that normally you can call it as prime over bar or prime, whether it is A prime, B prime, C prime, it is a complement. So if your variables or your variables is 1, so your complement will be 0 or over bar or also prime, isn't it? Because it is inverse from your input. This one is the basic things that you already learned in your previous I think in your module 1, module 3 also. Module 3 is everything in your logic gate. And in the literals, so both variables and complement in terms of this one. Later on you will see that you're going to have a complicated literal part. So this one is 3 literals that having in this example. So here is the one that I want to explain more in your variables and etc. So for Boolean variables, it takes value only 0 and 1. This is the part that I mentioned to you. You only use either 0 and 1. So if variable doesn't have the value of 0, then it must be 1. If the variable don't have the value of 1, so it must be 0. So only two possibility. So it's quite easy because there is two possibility only, 1 or 0, on or off, and etc. You can see also later on I will provide you with extra notes on this one. And also in digital electronic, you have the Boolean 0 and 1, which is corresponding for binary. This one you already learned also in your numbering system. You have binary, and binary only have a digits of 0 and 1. In logic, 0 and 1 sometimes called as true or false. So this is in logic. It's true or false, and then sometimes it's on and off also. So what symbol that can be represented in Boolean variables as a Boolean variables, just like an original algebra that we have, which is you can have A, B, C until Z. Typically it is a single chapter, a character, so you can easily know that, oh, okay, this is one input or this is one output. And also it's normally uppercase, so jarang-jarang or it's very random that you can have A, B, which is lowercase of your algebra. And lastly, which is you will only deal with the 3 logic operation basic logic. But later on, of course, you're going to have a complicated circuit combination from all these and, or, and not. So this is the example. If you have the equation like this, f equal to x prime y prime plus x prime y equal to x bar y bar plus x bar y. Because of this one, we already know it's also represent as a bar. So this is just for inform to you what is the literals, what is variables and term. So term you have this 1 and 2. This is equally to term. And variables you can check over here, you have only x and y. It doesn't matter if it is x bar or x prime, or even x only, but still it's a. Not a, it's x. So it's mean as one variables, and then there is another one is y, isn't it? So you have two variables only, and your literals is 4, which is you have x prime y prime x prime y. So you have 1 2 3 4, and yeah, 4. So you have 4 literals. So this is just example, easy example, because it's very simple. So next, on law and rules of Boolean algebra. So in Boolean algebra, you need to know that there is 3 of rules. First is commutative law, or hukum tukar tetap. You're going to play around with additionals and multiplication. And then you have the associative law, which is hukum sekutuan, still is under additionals and multiplication. And lastly, distributive law, which is hukum taburan. So I think in just theory you need to remember there is 3 law for Boolean algebra. So just a basic. And this is the one, just a simple, because this one you already know. This is OR get. If you still didn't know what is this get, so please make sure you go back and try to do from chapter 1. In beginning chapter 1 also, I already done all the informations video just on touching the basic get and etc, right? So please go back and take a look the video and also slide. And in your chapter 3 is all for your logic get. So if you have a plus b is equal also a plus, if you have a plus b, you also have equal to b plus a, because this one is just a variable. You can even put z, y, it's depend, because it's just to like remark this is a input 1, this is input 2, something like that. So it's equal. If you just change it the place. And also it is a multiplications operation, so nothing happen inside if you change the place. And also similar to a equal to b a, normally like this, it is a dot b equal to b dot a, whereas it is saying this is a multiplication. So I like to put dot over here, so it's clear for me to understand, because sometimes there is also a question that you will be having a b like this, so it's look like a single input. So that's why it's very good for you to put dot over there. Okay, next, quite complicated, but it's not too complicated, because it's just you add another OR get to your simples or basic OR get here. So after this is the output, then you will add it with here. So it's quite similar, because as I mentioned, if you just change the place of adding, so nothing happen as long as there is no changes in the value inside. Similar also in your multiplications. This is just a basic. You can have take a look. This is the input for A, and then this is B and C. So the output from this AND gate, it will be B, C. So the output will be like this, and similar also with this circuit. And you can also have, if let's say in your mathematics, how are you going to get, if let's say you have AB plus AC, I give the reverse view. This is just example. Don't assume that this is the equation given. I just want you to have a look in a reverse way and in the current situations that is given here. So in reverse way, whenever you have this equation in your mathematics, I think it is in secondary school, right? So what you're going to do, you need to summarize it. How? You have the similar variables. So you will take A out and you will put the what, kurungan somewhere. There is a parenthesis. So and then you put a B plus C, which is equal to this one, isn't it, in your mathematics? So if let's say you have A, B plus C, what you're going to do in mathematics, you're going to multiple this and multiple this. So you get first multiplication A, B, and then you will use the plus, and then you multiple the second one A, C. So that's what you get here. So normally in your mathematics, you will get something like this. X, maybe I put it here, 2x. No. Let me clear it. Okay, let's say I have x plus xy. This is your simple mathematical equation. So you have been asking to simplify it. So you will put this one and this one is having the similar. So you will drag it out, isn't it? So what happened? You will get 1 plus y. So I already jumped into mathematics. I don't know whether you, if I already show this example, you cannot understand. Also, I don't know what to say. So this is what happened when you did the simplification from this. So that's why it's quite similar to here. Not quite similar, it's similar to here. So this is only a mathematic. If also happen, if let's say you have 2x plus xy, you are given this equation, then no, this one is similar equation. Let's say you are given x and then you have 2 plus y. So you will get 2x plus xy. So this is mathematics, which is you multiple and then you add and then you multiple this one, isn't it? Similar to example here. I just want you to understand what happened here. If you don't have the basic knowledge on the mathematics, it's quite hard for you to understand, but it's just a simple. So what happened here, this one is showing you the example for adding, which is O. And then this is also adding part, but you can see there is a difference. You put over here O gate, and then you have AND gate. Because you have over here only dot here like this, you will have an A dot B plus C. So what happened over here, you will have, to give you the example, I drag it here, you will have the AND gate. So let's say I put it here, my AND gate, maybe because I don't know how to draw it in first stage, I just put it A over here. Later on you will see that you're going to do it in reverse like this. So I just give example first, because if on your point of view you don't know how to do it right, so that's why I show you how. Let's say don't have any knowledge. So this is AND gate and I have A. So I put it here. And then there is another input because it is dot, which is multiplication. So I have another input which is B plus C. So you will get your output. So what happened here? This is B plus C. So suppose it will be like, this is your AND gate, this is your A, and you have the B plus C. Of course, there is output here. So what you're going to do here, you know plus is your OR gate. So you will drag this and then you will draw the OR gate. So you have two input. So you will draw B, C. So you get BC is 1, B plus C. So you get the output here similar to here. So let's say I give you an example. We focus on this first, not on this yet. So I give you another example. Maybe I said maybe. So you have this scenario: B plus C plus D. So you have dot over here as I mentioned. So first thing, because I said you just a beginner, you don't have any knowledge on how to draw it, but you know the basic thing. This is dot, so it will be having this input which is A, and dot is required you to have the multiplication. Normally you use the AND gate, isn't it? So you will having here, there is no bar, which is not get, and etc. So from here you're going to draw the AND gate. Let me draw AND gate, and this is my A input, and it will multiply with my B plus C plus D. What happened to here? I have this D. So over here I know, okay, this is multiplication. Of course it will be having the OR gate. So you can also have OR gate for two input, which is maybe you just put it B and C. But if you can see over here, B and C, you will having B plus C only. What happened with your D? So you can also have three input for your OR, right? Or gate. But maybe if we just having two input for our OR gate, sometimes you were given the specific scenario. Let's say you were given two gate for two input, and one AND gate for two input. So this is one AND gate for two input. This is OR gate, two input, but you were given two. So over here you want to have B plus C plus D. So maybe you can put here D, and over here it must be B plus C. So you can get the output as B plus C plus D, isn't it? But over here, this is not the one variable yet. So you will be having another adding, which is OR. and you will get B plus C. So this is just a example. Easy, right? Easy peasy. So next example on this part for this circuit. So I give you an example on this. Wait, let me check.